Yo, we're playing Build Battle? Haha, I tricked you. It was minigames all along. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the English language in today's video and why it's arguably the worst language and I hate that most people speak it. Uh, so to start off, we all speak English, you know. It's my native language. It's probably your native language. I don't know if I have any like foreign viewers, uh, or if in like 10 years in the future some guy who speaks only Chinese is seeing this and is like, "What? That's so not real." But let's be real. If you can understand what I'm saying, you speak at least a little bit of English, all right? And I hate that, you know? Because there's so many other cooler languages with so many less problems than English has, and they're just so much better in like every way than English. But we all speak English because the British colonization of all of the entire world happened. Uh, and let's just like talk about that. The history of English is basically the British made every language into one language, and what they did with that language is they stole from every other language, and then they spread it throughout their entire massive English empire, which I don't remember how big it was, but at one point I'm pretty sure they were like the biggest in the world, uh, because there were no other empires at the time. Uh, Nonetheless, everyone in it was like required to speak English, or they'd be given 50 lashings by the British people. I don't know. I'm probably like spouting nonsense on it. I remember most of what I learned in history, but I don't know. But like, let's just talk about it. English has so many flaws. Like, to start, like the alphabet. Why do we have like uppercase and lowercase letters, and why do we have so many random rules for them? And why are they like so stupid? Like I feel like to other people, capital letters are like probably the most like complicated part of the alphabet for like a new English speaker to understand. Because I don't even get them either. I still don't know if I'm supposed to capitalize like the name of a Denny's. I don't know. Do like is it a noun? Yeah, but should I capitalize it? Then if it's a noun, yeah, but if it's chicken, no, don't capitalize chicken. That's a different type of noun. But if it's it gives me a heart attack, you know. And it's just too complicated. There's like a billion words in English that all mean the same thing, all come from different languages, and only make sense to people that like speak English. There's so many phrases, like idioms specifically in English, that only a native English speaker would understand. Like, let's say you're like, I don't know, you speak only Spanish and you're trying to learn English, and then you come across phrases like, I don't know. Let me think of one for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back to you. Something like, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Like, I'm sure there's so many better examples. That was the only one I could think of. In other languages, that would be like in a literal sense, but no, you're just like understanding what they're saying. You're not actively picking up what they're putting down, because what they're putting down are words. Uh, Actually, wait, I guess this one kind of makes sense. Like, wolf in sheep's clothing, that one doesn't really make sense. Why would a wolf wear sheep's clothing? It doesn't make sense. It's a wolf. Why would it wear clothes? These are the things you got to think about. It's just such a complicated language. Like, looking back on it, like, I'm learning a different language right now. I'll probably talk about it in a different video. And it just makes a lot more sense than English does. Like, in so many ways. Because, like, when you try to combine, like, 5 different languages into one big language, there's gonna be a lot of issues. Like, I think most of English is just, like, comes from German, or it's some form of German, or, like, French, or a combination of the two. That's where the majority comes from. And so you're never gonna get a perfect, like, meaning getting across while, like, destroying the original language it's from. And what I hate about English so much is that everyone has to learn it. Like, there's no special, like, part about learning English. Like, if you don't speak English and you learn it, you're just expected to now. It's like we're at that level. If you don't speak English now, you're a nerd. You're so chopped if you don't speak English right now. If you don't speak English in the big 2025, like, come on. What are you even doing? But like if I learned Mandarin Chinese and then went to China, the people would be doing backflips, absolutely like praising me. They'd probably buy me dinner and everything. Like adopt me as their grandson for learning Mandarin Chinese. Like that is what would happen. But with English, there's no shock factor. You're just like, yeah, thanks for speaking my language, dweeb. Like, you go to a tourist destination, they probably speak English as a second language for, like, the majority of the time. I've never been somewhere and, like, the second, like, language that they use is, like, I don't know, Russian, Chinese, something. Russian Chinese, a super breed of language. I just wish there was like some sort of like super amazing, awesome language that made sense all the time, that everyone's like would learn, and they would be like, "Wow, this is awesome." Instead, English just took over the world because the British are stupid, and I will never stop making fun of the British. I don't care if you're from England. I don't like you because you're British, and that's just like stating the obvious here. And the problem with English is since it's everywhere, there's no like real like specialty to it. Like someone from South Korea could speak perfect English, and without looking at them, you wouldn't be able to tell where they're from probably. And that's just like if someone spoke like Chinese directly into my ear. I'm using that as an example a lot. But if someone spoke Chinese into my ear, I'd be like, "Oh, they're probably from China." I can't tell the difference between a Canadian and an American unless they're going like, "Hey," or like talking about maple syrup, okay? Like, I can't tell. And I don't like that I can't tell. I very much can tell if someone is British, though. Because the British are stupid. I'm so sorry to everyone who's British, but I actually just don't like you. And, like, we have so many really weird conjugations. And conjugation is basically the way that a verb is transformed. Like, run into ran when it's past tense. All of that. But we don't have, like, any rules for those. You just memorize them. Like, in other languages, there's, like, a rule that follows in most things. In English, it's just, like, if it's past tense, do this. If it's future tense, do this. And it's custom for every word ever. Like, there's, like, some loose rules, but for the most part, they don't apply to half the words, and you have to learn them anyways. It's just way too much memorization. I'm glad that I am a native English speaker, but I just wish that that's not what the standard was. There was like some other language I could learn and everyone else would be able to understand me. Like just by being able to speak English, since the entire world studies English, I like I can instantly get like a free like pass to any country. If I speak at least a little bit of English, I can go anywhere and probably be accommodated to, which is sad. Like, if we could have had a cooler language that made more sense as our main language, that would have been awesome. Uh, and to all of you English speakers out here, yes, you, I know you can hear me. You are listening to me right now. You can understand what I'm saying, all right? To you, learn a different language, please. It is so much cooler than English. Like, I'm glad I can speak English, but learn a different one. Oh my gosh. Like, there's so many better languages to study. If you're studying English right now in, like, a different country or something, stop. Don't study English. It's bad. I mean, in a perfect world, don't study English. But in our world, do study English, because everyone speaks it. Which is precisely my point. No one should speak English. In fact, we should all revert to cavemen and start speaking in ooga booga. Like, we should all start speaking like that, because that is the pure form of language. Like, with Mandarin Chinese, I've brought this up a lot of times. I swear, like, I'm not learning Chinese. That isn't the secret language I'm learning. But, like, with the characters, you can memorize them somewhat easily. And if you can't, like, oh well, you'll probably, like, learn them as you go. Like, the letter for tree looks like a tree. The letter for grove looks like 2 trees. And the letter for forest looks like 3 trees. Because it's just, like, pretty easy. and there are some that are much harder. Like, I'll put one on screen just to show you like how hard they can get. But if there's like some cool part of a language that was like that for us, that'd be awesome. But there just isn't. We don't get that. We're not uh because of the stupid colonization of literally everything. We don't have a cool language like that. We have English. The even like fact that like I speak English makes it harder to learn a different language because it just takes up too much space. You know, I'm like, I'm always like, man, I'm glad I speak English, which I wish I wasn't. Like, in a perfect world, there would be no English because there'd be no British people. To any British people watching, for the most part, like my comments about you guys are like satire. For the most part, I'll never tell you which part. I could be like telling the truth by saying that I wish you didn't exist, or I could be telling the truth by saying that I hate tea. I don't know. That's probably a sin in England. If you say you hate tea, you're instantly executed in the gallows. My family went to England, and literally the entire time they were there, it was overcast, raining, or like just depressing weather, depressing people, depressing food. Literally everything's depressing. You go there, you look around, you get depressed, all right? You go there for a week, you're depressed because that's just the state that England is in. And now to like the main thing that I was thinking of when I was thinking of this video. Pronunciations. You can probably pronounce every letter in every different way possible if you just like thought about it really hard. Like, why does a sh make a sh sound? Like, why does a th make a th sound? Why? Why does gh make an h sound when there's already an h letter that exists that we could just use instead? I don't know. Why does ph also make an h sound? Oh, wait, no, it makes an f sound. Sorry. uh, like, we already have an f letter. Why do we need that? It's just way too complicated for absolutely no reason. Because it's just like, I don't know. Like, try to pronounce, like, I'll put a word on screen. Try to pronounce that. If you try to sound it out like all the teachers in elementary school told us to, you can't. You physically can't. Like, they're like, sound it out. Stick. S-T-I-K. No, there's a C in there. Because C can be pronounced as a k. It can be pronounced as a s. It can be pronounced as like anything. It can be pronounced as like the entire alphabet. I don't know, because that's what English is. It's just everything, and it's nothing at the same time. You know. And maybe I'm just rambling about some like stupid things because I was like, man, I wish I was fluent in a different language. But like in the end, I'm glad I can speak English, and I'm glad that I'm a native English speaker because it's probably one of the hardest languages to learn if you don't already speak English. If you can speak, like, I don't know, Korean, and it's probably harder for you to speak English because it's just way too different. The Korean alphabet is so easy, and everything always makes the same sound every time. The American alphabet is terrible. I wish it didn't exist, but it does. And that's English. That's what it is. And you know, I think that the best part of English that it really has going for it is the grammar. Because like if I want to say like animals, I just add an s to the word animal. Boom, it's practically unchanged. And if I add an s to I don't know, fish, it's not correct because fishes is not a thing. There is just fish or fish. Or moose, or I think moose still. Goose or geese. Because the grammar in English is awesome, and you have to memorize it for each individual thing. In other languages, like there are some exceptions to the like big rules, the all-encompassing rules, but like not as many as English. I can pretty much every word that I would use in a day has its own unique property of some sort. Like it's pronounced differently than the letters should do. It's like it's spelt a different way than it should be. it has a weird plural. It's just like everything. Yeah, it's dumb. It's stupid. But like there's things that you could say in there's things that you could say in English that I'm sure would make absolutely no sense to anyone who doesn't already speak English, but would make absolutely perfect sense to like any native speaker. Like if I went like, "Hey, sorry for butting in, but you're screwing up." Like I can understand that. You can understand that, unless you aren't native, which you probably don't know what that means. Like, but it makes perfect sense to me. Why? It's stupid. I hate it. English is bad. And that is why I hate British people. Anyways, you should like subscribe or something. Unless you're British, I don't want you here. I'm just kidding. If you're British, I don't hate you. Or do I?